Let's do Jimmy Dore.
Oh God. All right, where's Jimmy Dore? There we go.
Oh wait, there's more.
What people should do is they should Oh yeah, you might lose me again. Just FYI.
It stayed up. Oh, now you're gone.
I'm gone. Shit.
There. You can only go through one expand, apparently.
That's how the Skype system works. But no, people should check out. I started another channel, kind of a side thing, called Regressive Roundup at the request of people. And I've been uploading some clips, and it's actually helping me find Young Turks clips because, I find that a lot of Young Turks videos, I can't use the whole video. I need to, they might say, one really stupid thing in it, and that's useful. But everything else is just, a snooze fest.
Yeah,
so I don't want to subject people to that. So this is a good way of finding shit.
Oh, wait, there's more.
There's more.
45% of respondents said that the U.S. needs to stop tying its hands and start using enhanced interrogation techniques such as waterboarding against suspected terrorists in order to defeat ISIS.
Seizure.
Yeah, did he just shit himself, or what was
that news here is just like, no!
He could not take that, really. I mean, if you're not...
I've always felt that if you are following international laws that the U.S. helped to create to stop countries from torturing people and simulating drowning them, that's tying your hands. It's not that you're tying the hands of the person as you waterboard them, it's tying the hands of your soldiers to not let them waterboard people.
Okay, so out of curiosity, would it be fine if I tied the soldier's hands and then let him waterboard him, or... what do you want here, man?
This is certainly an interesting discussion, and I'm open to hear debate about it because it is ethically questionable. But I think that you could make a distinction between waterboarding and when you hear the word torture, I usually think something a little more intense than waterboarding.
Yeah, and I mean, albeit waterboarding is an unpleasant experience, but it's not what we would usually distinguish as torture.
Yeah, no, torture, these enhanced interrogation methods have evolved over time to be as humane as you possibly can while doing this sort of work. Which is commendable. I mean, we're not putting people in Iron Maidens anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there are a whole documentary I saw recently about this where they talked to the army psychologists that went into these places, and I mean, they're field tested. I mean, it's not even something that I can say I openly endorse. What I can say is I understand how it comes to this.
Yeah, what I'm saying is. And I think it's something that I even said when I had Devin on the show. Are you pro-war? I'm not pro-war, but I'm pro-war when it's necessary. Are you pro-torture? It sounds so horrible to say I am pro-torture, because generally, no, I am not. But in the case of when you have a terror suspect who might hold vital information to save lives, sometimes you do need to. Be the one willing to say I am pro-torture in this one specific case that has been sanctioned.
It's pretty twisted, and I can't recall the name of it, but there was a movie that basically analyzed this exact situation from a very interesting philosophical level of how far do you take it. And it was a terrorist that basically was being tortured to the point where I believe in the climax of the movie, without even being, this isn't even a real spoiler, the wife and children are openly threatened. And he's talking about, I will literally blow your wife and children's brains out in front of you if you don't tell me the information I need. But the information he needed was the location of several dirty bombs. So the question is, where's the priority lay? You know what I mean? What is considered moral at that point? How far can you take it when the issue is something like a nuclear device?
It's so easy for people like the Young Turks to sit there on their posh show. Having no concept of they want to view it as this black and white issue when there are so many shades of gray.
I just thought of something real quick. Wouldn't it be fun if the Young Turks were on the air live when the big one hit California?
Oh shit!
Wouldn't that be fun just to watch their reaction to that? I mean, it's not that I wish that to happen. Wouldn't that be a fun little doing there? Yeah,
I'm bothered that they feel like, we, the Young Turks, are going to give the definitive statement on this extremely complex issue. This is a discussion that I'm willing to have.
Listen. Nobody ethics better than Jimmy Dore. Nobody.
Oh my God! Yeah,
He's
failed comedian
he's the Donald
Jimmy
Trump
Dore.
of ethics. He's the Donald Trump of ethics. He's huge.
Ugh. He's huge. He's huge.
He's got huge ethics.
He's got a huge tongue. Jesus.
Only 1/3, by the way, said that we could win the fight against ISIS without using enhanced interrogation techniques. So there has never yet been any evidence that...
Okay, so those poll results actually say that for all intents and purposes, the vast majority of the U.S. population either doesn't give a shit, doesn't know how to answer, or says go ahead and use advanced interrogation techniques.
Yeah, it's not exactly like, I think in their mind it's like, oh no, America decaying before our eyes. But no, not really.
Well, they have an issue with ideology versus pragmatism, and I'm sorry to say it, but one of the reasons why the United States has been so successful is its obsession with pragmatism at the loss of other things. I mean, we actually, I would argue, have done too much in that area. But it's not to say that we should give up entirely on the pragmatics either.
Like, that comes up in the, like, what's been going on with the Apple thing, like this argument of privacy versus security. It's like, well, how about we actually secure our nation so that maybe we can salvage some privacy? Let's actually have a nation that you can be private in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed my ass off when, like, the day after Apple gave him a hard no, the FBI was like, alright, we cracked it. You're like, yeah, motherfucker, we all know you could have done that. You were choosing not to, and you were pressuring Apple. That's the only reason I appreciate what Tim did during that. The CEO of Apple, where he stood up and said, nope, not gonna do it. Because he knew the truth. If you want into an Apple phone and you have the resources of the FBI and CIA at your hand, you can get into the goddamn Apple phone.
Yes, absolutely. It's ridiculous to ask Apple to do that. It's
completely absurd. Just do your fucking job. How's that? Don't ask for and it is
novel
the
concept.
problem is what some people don't understand is the Italian style, classical Italian style fascism is the combination of the government and business. That's all. It is to combine and then push these two forward. So for him to say, I will not work with the government and thus become a technology branch for the government was commendable as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. And we can keep going to Jimmy Dore's ridiculous statement.
Tim doesn't usually show a lot of spine, so it was actually kind of impressive. This is the guy that has like stumbled through his speeches. So it was impressive to watch him go no to the FBI.
Terrorists, the information you've gotten through torture has led to us successfully stopping a terrorist attack or fighting against ISIS. But despite the complete lack of any evidence, you've only been able to convince 1/3 of the country that it might not be necessary. It's an amazing country that we live in today.
It's nice that
like, I would really love to see the actual stats on that. Never once have these enhanced interrogation methods helped us in fighting ISIS. Not even once.
Yeah. Well, and
I don't see why they would continue doing them then.
Yeah, well, the other aspect of it is the concept that we have the perfect intelligence of what's actually going on is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, like we almost
information.
view them like we view the CIA and FBI as Olympus on high. Like these are just fucking guys who have a job. Like they're like anyone else, really.
Exactly.
Normalized racism, xenophobia, and now we First, we normalized war crimes and torture and illegal war.
Enhanced interrogation.
If people are still screaming about, Islamism, which it also is a problem, but no one seems to be screaming about,
Oh, Jimmy.
It's look. It's also a problem. We'll deal with that. Yeah, maybe. Maybe give us some time. We have other things to focus on besides Islamism.
Yeah, this isn't that important. I love the idea, and this is I've been hearing this a lot because where I work, there's a lot of extremely left-leaning people. Normalizing this, normalizing that whole spiel he just went on has become the norm. You hear it constantly, and you don't really see it. You see the exact opposite. You see constant hammering against all those things. From the same people that say that it's being advanced. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. We can, let's see what else Jimmy
Western
has to say.
imperialism. Again, it's that here we are and we've normalized war crimes, but we have to be afraid of the Muslims because they're a special kind of sick where they like violence. And what we'll do to combat their sick violence, we're going to use a little, I don't know, sick violence.
Yeah.
But when we do it, it's okay. But when they do it, it's horrible. But
When we do it, nobody dies.
Yeah, like I'm sorry. Even if you're on the side of, like these enhanced interrogation methods, they are torture. If we are being honest with ourselves, they are not comparable to any kind of jihad or anything like that. They are not even within the same ballpark.
We're not hanging people upside down, hogtied, and then lighting diesel fires under them while they slowly cook and then light on fire themselves, falling into the pit of flaming fuel. That's not what we're doing.
It's because people like this have a really outdated view of torture. They keep saying enhanced interrogation techniques, but I don't think they even understand what that means.
No, they clearly don't. And beyond that, they see like the rack. You know, I think they really do see medieval torture devices when they talk about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, they might as well. Fucking Jimmy Dore brings up the Crusades all the time. It's like, guys, like this really is the definition of regression.
Yeah.
They don't have a good grasp on modern history or reality. Stuck in the past.
we do it, we're doing it for Jesus. But when they do it, they're doing it for Allah, and that's fucked up.
What?
And that's what makes them horrible animals.
What?
It's such a straw man. Like, no one is even saying this. Like,
On what planet are we
take
going
what
for
Sam
Jesus?
Harris has said about, torture in quotes. Like, at no point, like, the people who have been advocating for this on a practical standpoint are fucking atheists. We're not doing it for Jesus.
Yeah, most of the religious people sound like religious people when they're talking about it. They talk about how it's the wrong God. I mean, that's not what we're saying. We're saying they're just doing
We don't
this
believe
for
in a God. We don't view Muslims as animals, or even really terrorists as animals. Like, yeah, they're people, they're fucked up people, but they're not animals. It's the straw man. It's designed to make the other side look racist.
Yeah, they're trying to make it so that because I want to talk about some of the backwards leaning ideologies within Islam, that all of a sudden I view anybody who believes in any of the doctrines of Islam as being an actual animal. Well, that's like saying I believe all Catholics. That's like saying I believe all Catholics are retarded animals. They're all people that believe dumb things. But right now, the Catholics aren't doing the same thing.
Sure.
And if they start, I will come down on them too. I mean, that's all we're doing. We're just criticizing beliefs. I don't understand why it has to go to this extreme with these people.
Jimmy Dore has been doing comedy since you could spell your name, Hagbard.
Probably.
When they torture for the wrong God. You're supposed to torture for our God.